Yes, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Match Reaction. Man City 1, Chelsea 1. Yes, you're hearing that right. Chelsea have picked up their first point at the Etihad since 2021. And yeah, a little bit mixed emotions, really proud of the boys. Great performance, but you just felt the win was there. The win was there for us and we just couldn't quite hold on. But yeah, before I get into it, guys, make sure you smash up the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you're new around here as well. 50 subscribers away from 8K. Let's try and get this chalked off in this video or as close as we can get to it. And yeah, as I was saying, 1-1. It's hard to be too critical because given we were assured by everyone that Chelsea would get nothing from today, I wasn't really expecting anything from today either. It's hard to spin the result and the performance as a disaster. Absolutely frustrations, which I'll get into. But as I said just then, first point we've got at the Etihad since 2021. First goal at the Etihad, I think, since 2021 as well. So look, they're absolutely positives. Yes, it's hard not to feel a sense of frustration, but I thought it was, a frustrating result. Fantastic performance, brilliant performance. That for me, despite not the win, certainly the first 60, 70 minutes, best performance of the season for us, hands down, comfortably. We turned up at the Etihad where Man City won 11 games in a row in all competitions. We turned up and we actually dominated. We dominated. Midfield battle, we dominated that. Enzo, Caicedo, Conor Gallagher, superb in there. Jackson, absolutely fantastic game from him. Yes, he missed the chance which he should have scored, but his link-up play, his involvement for the goal, the 1-2 with Cole Palmer, then the brilliant ball into Raheem Sterling. Jackson was causing problems. I thought he had a brilliant game as well. Everyone to a man was fantastic. Disasi and Colwell. I think it's the first time that they've played together this season. And I was saying in the preview, guys, Thiago Silva being injured could have been a bit of a blessing for us. Disasi and Colwell were absolutely outstanding. And really, that's got to be the partnership for the cup final. Levi back in at left centre-back, looking really good, looking assured. Disasi is best game in a Chelsea shirt by an absolute mile. He was everywhere. Goal line clearances, blocking things. He was an absolute monster. He really was. Look, we should have got the second goal on the counter way before we conceded. We had so many opportunities. Jackson in the first half has to do better. Sterling in the first half, he could have just been, he may well have been, he could have been offside, but should have done better. Sterling in the second half as well, a great opportunity to score. We missed so many chances where we should have been 2 or 3-0 up and out of sight. But we weren't. And that's where the frustration comes in. I'm not sure that I agree with the substitutions. I personally think that the substitutions cost us the game. I understand the thought process behind it, but you can't go against this Man City team and shut up shop with 20 minutes plus stoppage time to go. I thought it was too early to be doing that. We invited pressure onto ourselves. We started sitting deeper, and ultimately, when you do that against this Man City team, it's just a matter of time before that happens. I thought the substitutions were negative. I thought they took the sting out of the game. I don't know why Palmer and Jackson both came off. Maybe one of them should have come off. And if you're going to use your last substitution window, putting Cassidy on and maybe not putting on a Mudryk or a Noni didn't really make sense to me. City were leaving a lot of space in behind. We were having a lot of success down the flanks. Surely, given how the game was going, City would have been committing more men forward, looking for an equaliser. Having a Noni or a Mudryk up there surely would have made more sense. But on the flip side as well, the squad depth, the injuries isn't exactly there at the moment. The Rodri goal is so frustrating because obviously the deflection totally wrong foots Petrovic. Look, he may well not have got there in the first place, but it's those slices of luck you only get when you're on winning runs. When you're not doing as well, you don't get those slices of luck. You really don't. But if you'd said to me, guys, at the start of the season that we would have scored 5 goals against Man City this season and be the better side in pretty much, in almost both of the games entirely, and we haven't lost against them, then I absolutely would have taken that. I absolutely would have taken it. But there's just a sense of frustration. But defensively, we were so good. Having conceded so many goals this season, this was one of our best defensive performances. Colwell played very well against Haaland. Gallagher was really strong in the midfield. And look, if we play like that next week, we will at the very, very minimum, we will compete and it will be a competitive game. The substitutions, I feel, is where we've let ourselves down a little bit, where I think Pochettino, I don't want to say bottled it, but maybe he lost his bottle a little bit. Clearly the way to go to City was to play. We were having a lot of success on the break. We were playing some really nice stuff. As soon as we abandoned that, we didn't look anywhere near as good, inviting the pressure onto yourself. With a game of City, when wave after wave of pressure is coming, eventually one of those chances is going to go in. Yes, Haaland missed a load of opportunities, but, you feel like the goal was coming, and we altered the game plan. I understand the thinking of going to the back five, but maybe you do that with 5 or 10 minutes to go. You absolutely do not do that with 20, 25 minutes to go. Football's moved on since, 2014, 2015. One of the most irritating things about the Chelsea mentality over the last sort of 5 or 6 years is that instead of trying to find ways to continue to hurt the opposition, we are looking at trying to stop them. This is not 2014, 2015 anymore. You can't just sit behind the ball against good teams and then expect that to be enough. You have to be braver and more proactive. We were really brave today. We were really good for 70 minutes, and then we abandon it. We stopped being proactive. We stopped being brave. We tried to shut up shop, and that ultimately led to our downfall in this game and not being able to see it out. There is a progressive trend in football, but reactive football always gets exposed far more regularly than it would have done, say, 10 years ago. Players are now being developed to play more progressively as well. So I just feel, we should have kept doing what we were doing. Yes, the players were looking tired, and I understand, maybe a few changes were needed, but City played in midweek against Copenhagen. There shouldn't be those, that shouldn't really be a factor. That shouldn't be a factor. But, I can't help but feel proud and feel positive, because coming away from the Etihad being disappointed that we've got a point is quite a turnaround. It really is. It goes to show how well we actually did play, how much we are progressing as a team. This team is good. We just don't see it on a consistent enough basis. We really don't. Look, I'm so proud of the guys today. I can't express how impressed I am by the performance. It's so difficult. But the last time we saw a Chelsea side so well drilled and strong defensively was under Tuchel. I know this is just one performance, but this again has got to be something that we build on. We've now gone to Aston Villa away 1-3-1, won 3-1 at Palace, and then gone to Man City and picked up a point. This is the sort of stuff that we need to start doing. You've got the cup final next weekend. Then you've got Brentford away. These are good things that we are starting to build at the moment. We are starting to build something, but it's just so frustrated. But do you know what? The mentality shown by this group, by the way, since the Liverpool and Wolves performances has been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Been really impressed by it. And that the manager deserves praise to it. He deserves all the praise for it, because the team have gone up a level since those performances. Yes, today you can argue about the in-game management, and I agree that I think it probably did cost us the win today. Went for it too early. Negative substitutions did cost us, but I'm really proud of the performance. It's really hard to be negative about this performance. It really is. It's glass half full, though. It really is a glass half full situation for me, because it's a great point. Would have taken that a couple of hours ago before the game had started. The defensive togetherness was great. We created chances, but then the glass half empty part of me is like, finishing was poor. Manager did shit his pants 65, 70 minutes in, and it killed us. And then ultimately we've done Arsenal and Liverpool a little bit of a favour. So yeah, though that part of me is the glass half empty, that part is frustrating. Really, really frustrating. But Gallagher was again brilliant in the midfield. Malagusto, Axel Disasi, Cole, even Chilwell, the back four were all outstanding. The lack of depth let us down. Cassidy coming on didn't really make an awful lot of sense. Good to see Chalobah. Surprised that we saw him over Gilchrist. Not really sure what the reasoning for that was. But yeah, not much depth on the bench really to help us out. And Kunku came on, which was good. But again, he was quite isolated. Didn't really get into the game too much. But all in all, we've got to be pleased with what we've seen from the team today. And it is absolutely something to build on. It's just really, really frustrating because that win was there. The lads did us proud today. They really did. But we gave everything. But I just think the manager shit his pants a little bit. And yeah, it's just frustrating because he did shit his pants. You stick to what we were doing. Maybe Noni or Mudryk should have been on to help us. We've been awful away from home this season. We haven't been good. So having been critical of the substitutions, I then think, well, maybe you can forgive the manager slightly for shitting the bed and trying to hold on, given we're one up against the best team in the world away from home, given how poor our away form has been. But then again, City, like we missed a hatful of chances, City also missed a lot of chances. So, we could have easily had another 3-3 or 4-4, given the volume of chances that were missed. But yeah, it's a sense of frustration, really frustration, because Poch got everything so good, such a tactically good performance. Everything was spot on. Then he panicked like it wasn't planned for us to have the lead at the Etihad sort of with 15 minutes to go, and then just try to throw as many defenders on the pitch as possible and hope that we would absorb the storm that was coming our way. That's the biggest frustration for me. But I'm pleased with how we've done today. I think we can be positive about it. Sterling with a goal, I've been very critical of him. He does well. The touch is a bit heavy actually, but he cuts inside and he finishes well. Didn't feel other parts of his game were that great today, but he popped up with an important contribution as I touched on. Jackson was very good. Palmer great. Enzo, Caicedo a little bit lucky, bit of a walking red card. Needs to curb that temperament a little bit. But all in all, I think everyone was pretty much very, very good today. And we can be very happy with how things have gone. But equally, we can also be frustrated that we just didn't really stick to our guns. We weren't proactive. We kind of retreated into our shells a little bit and tried to shut the game out. And when you do that against City, you just can't do that. You just cannot do that. Maybe with 5 minutes to go, you can do that. But you can't do that with sort of 20 odd minutes left. So mixed emotions, but I am pleased with how things have gone. The substitutions hurt us, but ultimately, we did well. We did well, and that's all we can ask for. All I asked for before the game was we turn up, we give a good account of ourselves, and we don't get embarrassed. And we turned up, we gave a good account of ourselves. We were the better side for large parts of the game. The boys did us proud. And ultimately, I can't come on here and be too negative about anything that I've seen today. So let's hope we can take that momentum forward into the cup final. We play anywhere near as well as that, we will absolutely compete at Wembley. But yeah, guys, that's just my thoughts on the game. Make sure you smash up the like, subscribe if you're new around here, heading towards 8K, less than 50. Make sure you help me get there. And yeah, on to Wembley, up the Chelsea as always. Peace out, people.